probably do, but for those that don't, my name is like a business. You can get paid like a business. It's really the work that you put into it. So I want everyone to do me a favor really quick, okay? Except for those that are videoing, because I know a couple of you are, and that's okay, so you can take this as homework. Get out your phone, and we're just going to do this really quick. I want everyone to take a selfie. Everyone. This is important. Remember those mantras I just talked about? We're going to do one right now. Alright? Once you take your selfie, go on to your Facebook. You're going to post your selfie, and with it, you're going to post the following words. I'm at the top. Because what are we going to say before we get there? We're going to tell ourselves that we're going to be there, right? So go ahead and do that real quick. Because...
Don't you know people our age got to take 20 selfies?
Can you guys please just use the Facebook filter? We only have so much time. I love you, Michelle. So the reason I'm having you guys do this is because I really want you guys to know that you are incredibly worthy, and it is incredibly possible for you guys to be there, okay? If your goal is to have this be your full-time business, if this goal is to be at the top and be making whatever money or impact on other people's lives that you want to make, that is possible. And everything that I did to work my business part-time to the top while working a full-time job comes down to your new mantra. I'm going to walk through these and give you guys a couple of tips and pointers of different things that I've done along the way that I think are very, very crucial to success in this business. Okay, number one, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because Teresa, right, is going to talk about your why in a lot more detail, but I think it's so important that it needs to be talked about twice. For me, I don't think that you can really get too far if you don't know why you're doing this. And you guys have probably heard this many, many times. But you have to identify why you're doing it so that when times get hard, you can keep going, okay? That might be your family, it might be money, it might be financial freedom, the foundation, impacting people's lives, changing lives. But the 3 steps really to it are writing it down, sharing it often, and then reviewing it, and doing that in a cycle over and over. Because in my 2.5 years? 2.5 years of doing this, my why has probably changed 4 or 5 times. All right, next step. You need to make the actual commitment to yourself. How easy is it to say, I want to get to green status. I want to get to black status. And then you say it, and then you kind of go on to your next day, and it doesn't even cross your mind once or twice, right? You have to make the actual commitment to yourself. And you want to set a goal that scares you. But the most important thing is to set a goal that you are committed to. And when you know your why, it makes it easier to stay committed to that goal. You have to take the actions to reach that goal, which means sometimes, guys, you have to make sacrifices. And it's really important to know that those sacrifices shouldn't be things that shouldn't be sacrificed, like marriage, family, babies, your own health, right? It should be things like TV, Candy Crush, scrolling on, right? Here's guilty. Scrolling on social media, right? Here's some facts that really are pretty interesting to hear, and especially when we get to a future slide, you guys are going to be like, wow, okay, 5 hours. The average American watches more than 5 hours of live television every single day. Before I started doing this business, that was absolutely true for me, even with a family, because it's a way to relieve stress. It's a way to kind of kick back, right? But it wasn't helping me grow as a person. It wasn't helping me change lives, and it wasn't helping our income source, So You have to change your mindset a little bit to stay committed. And here's something cool too. Americans aged 18 to 64, which, would you guys say that that's probably our market? Women aged 18 to 64, who use social networks say they spend an average of 3.2 hours on it per day. Okay. The bad news is when you use that to scroll or watch drama or post drama. But when you use that time and you use social media for our business, which is what we do, those 3.2 hours that everyone else that's not working their business spends scrolling on social media is actually a benefit to us, right? Okay. Next tip. So you set your goal, right? Make sure you write that goal down, by the way. You need to find an accountability partner or partners. And I can tell you this is huge, especially if you work this business part-time while working a full-time job. Because there are going to be days where you are so tired that even your why doesn't get you motivated that day. There are going to be days where you have other commitments in your life, and so something that you're trying to stay consistent with, maybe a team call, you don't feel like jumping on. That's where your accountability partners come in. They're going to give you that encouragement, that support. When you're feeling down or negative, that's where you can go, because you never want to be negative with your team, okay? You never want to post any negativity on social media or anything like that. But we're humans, it happens. So if you feel any type of negativity or you need to vent at any point, that's what your accountability partners are for. And they're going to be there to give you that tough love and say, hey, go do your personal development. They're going to help you with brainstorming, right? It takes a village, guys. We can't be anywhere in this company without a team, right? You can't get past yellow without a team. And you can't, I promise you this, you cannot get super far without having people to brainstorm with, bounce ideas off of, because I'm not a huge creative box. I have all of you amazing women to help out, you know? So make sure that you have an accountability partner. Now, how do you find one? You want to find someone that you share something in common with, that you have common goals. So, you know, maybe if your goal right now is to get to green status, elite status, maybe you find some other, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 people that are doing the same, that kind of have the same lifestyle as you, like they work full time, for example, if that's what you do. Then the next piece is time management. So remember those 5 hours we talked about? Let's say you sleep 8 hours, which I don't even think, I don't know, Nurse Chelsea, do people need 8 hours of sleep? Is that a thing? Yeah? Oh, okay. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. Okay, so let's just say we're taking care of our health and we're sleeping 8 hours a day, okay? Then you work 8 hours. Being generous here, maybe you have 3 hours where you're either commuting to work, your kids have a baseball game or practice or something that you have to take them to. That actually gives you 5 hours to work your business. Is that surprising to anyone? Because it seems like a lot less when you're going through your actual day. But what happens is, sometimes you use those 5 hours unproductively. And so they don't actually seem like 5 hours. And I can tell you guys, I've been there. I do this sometimes where I come home from work and I don't really have a plan and I'm not really managing my time wisely. So those 5 hours, they fly by and all I've done was look at what everyone else was doing on Facebook and I didn't get anything accomplished. So what I find that helps me is the things that I have listed here on this slide, and most crucially, just being honest without reading down them. When I have checklists of like a daily checklist, a weekly checklist, a monthly checklist, and then like a project checklist of things that I didn't get to maybe the day before that I need to do. When I have those and I say, listen, mommy's going to work from, 7 to 10, that's 3 of the hours, I'm focused on the tasks that I need to get done. And so that's why I think these things are super crucial. One of the things I do every month is calendar planning. And I'm not going to spend too much time on how to do that because we only have so much time today. But if you guys are in the Beauty Bells, there's definitely a training in there about that. If not, you guys want to see it, I can download it and send it to you, just let me know. But basically what it is having a planner, having a monthly view of what your month looks like, blocking out your commitments to other things in life, and then setting office hours for yourself, basically, which is the next point is schedule that time. Pretend this is your second job at Kohl's, okay? So if, you know, you have to, and sometimes things come into play, right? Like kids and husbands, and so you have to have these conversations with them beforehand and say, listen, this week, every night from 7 to 10, I'm going to be working my business. I'll give the kids a bath before that, but then they're with you, you know? It's the same as if you were going to Kohl's, you know? Your kids wouldn't be able to come to Kohl's, like get in their little cars and drive over to Kohl's and come up to your cash register and be like, hey, Mom, I need a snack. You'd be like, I'm working at Kohl's. I can't get you a snack, right? Same thing. So set your business hours and make sure that you're focused during them. Another awesome tip, though, is I find that when I'm super motivated, it's easy to do this. So that's why some of the things I said before really come into play. But you want to identify and utilize your downtime. So sitting at the bus stop, waiting for my son, that sometimes takes 15 minutes a day, right? So maybe I'm setting up a party, hosting in a party, following up with the team, shouting someone out. I'm getting something done while I'm sitting there where I would have played Candy Crush before. Make sure you're focused during that time that you set your business hours on income-producing activities. Book, sell, sponsor. Book, sell, sponsor. Everybody, book, sell, sponsor. Those are the most crucial things that you can be doing for your business. And if you guys got that little handout, there's a checklist in the back. Who's been doing that with us, by the way? Already this month? Amazing, right? Doing amazing things. That checklist is golden. So if you set aside that time, set those business hours, use your downtime to fill in the blanks, you can get through that checklist every day. And I promise you this, because it's working for us, it will change your business. And it is going to help you so much. So use that. All right, tools. Tools are resources. They are there for you to work more efficiently and to get a cutting edge on the competition. Who's the competition? We're all unique, right? And Amanda's going to talk next about branding, so that's going to come into play too. But you want to use tools to kind of work smarter. Okay, I always say, there's that saying, work smarter, not harder. I say work smarter and harder. That's how you're going to get there. So these are a list. If you guys want to take a picture of it, go ahead. If you want to know how to use them all. There are tons of trainings in our team page and or YouTube. MailChimp I use for a newsletter for my customers. Keeps them engaged. SlickText, I haven't used this as recently as I did a year ago, but it was pretty cool. It gives you like a word that people can text, and then you can text them back things like maybe specials or information for flash sales or just the kudos, you know what I mean? So it's like a different way of communicating. SynShare to schedule, and I know there's a lot of different schedulers out there, but especially if you're working your business while having another job, being able to schedule posts really helps, because maybe you have more than 5 hours on a Sunday or a Saturday and you can sit down and schedule some of those things out. Automate it. Post My Party automates your party so you can focus your actual time that you have free in a day on building the relationships in the parties. Evernote helps me store notes and information so it's easy to grab it. AnyDo is like a task, it's like a checklist. Free conference call and Zoom for team calls. Google and Pinterest, be resourceful, guys. This is going to be on another slide, but learn everything you can. You can use those as tools. PhotoGrid and Canva for picture editing. And there's so many more. You guys can just use Google. You know, if you see somebody create something, ask them what they used. Organization, guys, it's so big. I got so excited when Jen walked in here with a little binder. Binders, checklists, notebook. I'm not going to walk all the way over there. I have a binder and a planner with me, like always with me. So binders on here. You can do different tabs. You can put, your team, parties, customers, whatever you need to keep organized and have a follow-up system for. That's what I use a binder for. Relationship management system. So I kind of developed this on my own, just kind of as I went, it kind of grew. I realized that I have all these friends on Facebook and I don't know who I've messaged yet and who I haven't messaged and who I've asked to host a party and who likes the mascara so that next time it's on sale I can reach out to them. So I kind of I'm an Excel junkie, so that's where you'll always find me, as in Excel. But you'll see here, I kind of created just an Excel spreadsheet. You can download your Facebook friends list. You can find out how to on YouTube. And it says name, gender, location, if they're a presenter or not, if I've ever messaged them to join, like about the opportunity, when I need to follow up with them, what their response is about the opportunity, and then any comments, and the comments can be about the opportunity, parties, anything. And then it has whether or not they're a customer. It has product tags, so that if, like you see that there, the Luminizer, when we just found out the new announcement about the Luminizer, I went to my spreadsheet and I started talking to everyone that had Luminizer as a product tab. And the cool thing is, in Excel, you can filter for contains. So that could have Luminizer, blusher, like everything that they've ever bought. And then as long as it contains that somewhere in it, I can find them. Facebook lists, I have a video out there. Ask me if you want to see it. You can put friends into different lists on Facebook. Not sure if you guys know that or not, but it helps me stay focused instead of going through my newsfeed. If you click on a list, it will have your newsfeed just be those people. So then, if you have people that you're trying to build a relationship with because maybe the seed has been planted and they are on the fence about joining and you just want them to continue to see your stuff, you put them in a list, you filter once a day that list, and you make sure you're commenting on their stuff so that you continue to build that relationship. And then when I have sales or any type of event with my customers, I also make sure I track that in a spreadsheet so that I don't forget, what they got. I'm very thorough in ordering the correct products, sending the correct products out. I know that it's been sent. I know when everything's been paid. Because it can get overwhelming, guys, when you have like $1,000 flash sale. So that is how I keep organized with that too. And these, I think there's examples of these in the team page as well, in the files section. All right, personal development is so crucial. Remember how I said there are going to be so many times where you're tired, you want to give up, you're overwhelmed. Maybe you tripped over a pebble on your way up the mountain. Notice how I said tripped over a pebble on your way up? Can't tell you guys how many times I felt discouraged, wanted to quit, felt like it was the end of the world. Personal development came in handy. These are some of my most recent favorite books that I have, but personal development to me is keeping yourself motivated, not just by listening to motivational speakers that train you and your mind to think positively and think open to success, but also having an attitude of always learning. Be a professional student of network marketing. I like that. I should have put that up there. Oops. Always stay positive. Keep your mind, it's like going to the gym, right? If you want to get fit, you go to the gym. If you want the mindset that you need to succeed, you got to go to personal development. You can use Audible, which is awesome this is my biggest tip for personal development when you have when you're working this part-time. Audible, you can actually get a free trial, and it's not even that expensive, but you can download audiobooks, and I either listen to them at work or while I'm driving on my commute or at a baseball game, and it changed my life. Because I don't always have time to sit down and read. Ask everyone questions, guys. Go to your upline. Go to your upline's upline. Bug your upline. That's the number. Like, I was a little fly. Like, Jen. Hey, Adriana. Hey, Jen. Not you. Jennifer. Adriana. Kanisha. Amber. I need you guys to call me. I need to figure this out. Be hungry for knowledge. Okay? And then take what you learn and put it into practice as soon as you learn it. All right, guys. So now that you all know kind of my biggest tips and tricks, there's no reason that you can't put these into action, right? There's no reason that next year when we come back, y'all aren't Black status, right? Right? Who's that going to be? Yeah. So here's the tip, right? You can make the excuses or make the time, those 5 hours every day, right? You have to decide which it'll be.